Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are just coming across my YouTube channel, you're definitely welcome. Okay, please do well and hit on the subscribe button, subscribe to my channel, like my videos, share, comment, and also put on your notification bell to be notified each time I upload a new video. So guys, on a quick one, on today we'll be learning how to cut and sew this beautiful Pinterest style you're seeing on my thumbnail. Okay, I will teach us how to cut and sew this beautiful style. Okay, so if this is what you're interested to learn, keep on watching to the end. Okay, here is the one I made for myself. um let's say 4 months ago or 5 months ago, if I'm not mistaken. I did this with Ankara. Okay, like I used it to practice and it really came out nice. It came out good on me. I will attach the picture up there. So it really came out nice on me. So now today I'll be making it with this English material here. I'll be making it with this English material. So let's move on the pattern drafting. Alright, I've gone ahead to mark down my body measurements on the pattern paper. So from here, from this line, this is my shoulder line, to this is my chest line. I marked 8 inches. So from my shoulder line to my under bust is 12 inches. From my shoulder line to my half length, 15.5 inches. From my shoulder line to my hip length is 24.5 inches. Then while from my shoulder line to my gown length is 37 inches. It's 36 inches, but I made it 37 inches. So I'll use 1 inch for my folding allowance. Okay. So now, from my under bust line, here is my under bust line. Okay, so and here is my chest line. From my chest line, I will go up by 2 inches. Then connect it into a straight line. I will add extra 1 inch at the up. This 1 inch will be for my folding allowance. Okay, I also connect it into a straight line. Please guys, ignore the voice you are hearing on the background. Okay. Alright, so now my round shoulder measurement, because this is an off shoulder, so this is an off shoulder, I will reduce 2 inches. I will take off 2 inches from my shoulder line like this. Okay, so I'll be left with 4.5 inches. Alright, so now what next we are going to do is I'll use my curve ruler to connect from this line here to meet my chest line. Okay, I'll mark this line also on this 1 inches line that I came up from. What I have there is 4.5, so I'll mark it this way. Just watch carefully what I'm doing. So I'll connect it this way to meet my O. Okay, alright, so now I'll go ahead and cut it out. Okay, after cutting it out, here is what I have. Okay, so on my hip line, I didn't add any seam allowance to this. Even I'm not adding on my fabric because the fabric I'm working with is very stretchy. Okay, so now on my hip line, I have the width of my hip is 9, so I took away 1 inches from this 9 inches I have here, and I marked 8 inches on my gownlet. Okay, so I want the down to be pencil, right? So now what's next we are going to do from our under bust. Here is our under bust. Please ignore this line, okay? Ignore this line. Here is our under bust, okay? Alright, so now from this our under bust, I'll be slashing it out. I'll be cutting it out. So by the time I'll be cutting this on my fabric, which is my material, I'll be adding half an inch seam allowance for the joining, and I will also do the same to the skirt part. I will add half an inch seam allowance to join the two parts together. Okay, so now I will also use this to cut out the back also. Okay, what I'll do now is I'll just use my paper tape to tape this down, then use it to cut out the back of my material. I'll cut the back of my material and also cut it separate like this on the fabric. Okay, so on my material I'll be cutting them on fold. I'll be cutting this on fold, but on the pattern paper here is not cut on fold. So by the time I'll be cutting on my fabric, I'll be cutting it on fold. Okay, but it's only this upper part here that I'm not going to cut on fold because of this front. Because of this front here, I'm not going to cut it on fold on my fabric. So let's go ahead and cut this on the fabric. Alright, I've gone ahead to cut this on my fabric. Okay, so here is for the back, this is for the back. So while this is for the front, this is for the front, okay, then this is for the up bodice. So I cut this up bodice into 4 places because I'm going to use the same fabric to lining the up. You can see I cut it open. Okay, I cut it open. So this is how it will be looking by the time I will join the front together. This is how it will be. Okay, alright, so now going to my sewing machine, I'll first of all, what I'm going to do first, so I'll go to my sewing machine and I will, from the center line here, I'll mark 3 inches this way. I will notch it with my scissors. Okay, I'll notch it with my scissors. I'll do the same thing to this side. I'll do the same thing to this side. Okay, alright, so after notching it with my scissors, the next thing I'm going to do, after notching it with my scissors, the next thing I'm going to do, okay, let me turn this way. Alright, I'll mark in 3 inches from the center line, 3 inches. I will notch with my scissors. Okay, hope you are seeing this. After notching with my scissors, so the next thing I'm going to do is to sew here with, before sewing here, these pieces, I have 4 of it. 1 is for the lining. Okay, so by the time I will notch it with my sewing with my scissors, I will notch it up to half an inch. Okay, By the time I take in my 3 inches, I'll notch it up to half an inch, okay? So now what I'm going to do is that after notching it, I'll then fold it, take one of it, fold it in this way and sew to that place where I notched. Then I'll also do the same thing to the lining as well, sew it to the place where I notched. Then I'll come to the up this side. You know, I added 1 inch at the up, so I'll fold in twice and sew, okay? And I'll still do the same to the lining, also fold it twice and sew. So after doing that, I'll then sew up this side with 0.25 inch. I'll sew it straight like this with 0.25 inch. So I'll do the same thing at the both front, okay? So after that, I'll come back and show us what next to do, alright? To stitch this part up. And I've not closed up this part, so I leave this part to show us on how I did this side. You can see, I don't know if you can see this stitch. Don't know. Okay, so what I did was, you know, I told us I cut 4 of this. So I used one part as the lining and the other as the main fabric. So I've joined this side together, the front, and I've already folded in the essence of the reason why I said we should cut open this place. You know, I told her that when you take in 3 inches, here is the 3 inches, then you cut it open so that it will enable us to fold in this part, okay? Alright, so I've done that, and what next I'm going to do is to turn it to the front this way. Turn it to the front, then stitch up this side. After stitching up that side, I will also stitch up the up side here, and I'll stop by half an inch. This line, I'll stop by half an inch, then sew it down straight, sew it straight down, okay? Just as I did to this side. So I'll go and do the same thing right here. So after that, after stitching it up, then I'll bring this, my bodice, okay? I'll bring my bodice, which is the back part of the material. So here is the front, and here is the front of this side. Now what I'm going to do is to place this on top of this one like this. Place it on top of each other, then sew it in by half an inch, okay? I'll sew it in by half an inch. Let me pin it down for us. So guys, after joining it, I used my pin to hold it down, okay? Here is it. I used my pin to hold it. So after, when I take it to my sewing machine, I stitch it down with an half an inch. Same thing to this side. So this is how it will look like. This is the outcome of it. Can you see? Here is the outcome of it, okay? So now what I'm going to do, this side now, here going to be like this. I'm going to cut a facing for the skirt parts, okay? I'm going to cut a facing. So I will, on that facing, by the time I cut the facing, let's assume, let me look for a pieces to show us what I'm going to do with the facing by the time I'll cut it. So let's assume this is the facing I cut. I'll use the facing to stitch up this part like this, okay? And mind you, when attaching the facing, always raise this side up so that you won't stitch up everything together, okay? So just do it carefully so that to give it a neat finishing. I'm using my pin to hold it down so that I will show the outcome of it. Alright, so by the time I will turn it up this way, you can see how neat it is looking, okay? So I'll use my hemming gum to hold it down inside. You can see the finished look of it. So I'll go to my sewing machine and do that. Then after coupling it up, I will then introduce the back bodies. Use it to, I will attach the both together, okay? I'll sew the back and the front together to make this a gown. Alright. So that'll be the next thing I will do. I will also fold in the back with the 1 inch which I added. I'll fold it in. I'll fold in the 1 inch that I added at the up. Please guys, ignore the noise we are hearing, okay? So after that, I will couple it up. I will use 1 inch to sew this down, okay? I'll sew it with 1 inch. You know, I told us that this is a stretchy fabric. So I'm going to stitch it up with 1 inch. Then after that, we'll come to the hand. So let's do this together for now. So guys, I'm through with the stitching of this beautiful gown. So here is the picture. Here's the gown on the floor, I mean to say. Here is it. How sexy it is looking on the floor, you know. So guys, hope you like this tutorial, and I would like you guys to recreate yours. So tell me what you think about this gown on the comment section. So here brings us to the end of today's tutorial. Please like my video, subscribe to my channel, help the channel to grow, and also share this video. Put on your notification bell to be notified each time I upload a new video. I'll see you all on my next one. Bye.